Okay, we are ready for Let's Explore It.
Good afternoon, everybody. It is time at the Edgerton here for Let's Explore It. Today we are going to talk about clouds, investigating clouds. We have an experiment that was sent to us again by the NICE network, and we're going to do that here for you. But part of it also is that this is something you can do outside any day you want to look at the type of clouds. I'm sure you can find there are different worksheets out there that let you know about the different types of clouds between the bases of cumulus, stratus, and cirrus clouds. Make sure I pronounce those right. And how many there are. Is there a lot of clouds? Is it going to be isolated clouds, scattered clouds, broken or overcast? And you can do that investigation and look outside. And that's something you can do over the course of the day, something that's fun potentially for the younger explorers out there. They can go and look if there's any shapes or any clouds that remind them of something else, if that's a car or animal or something like that, and be able to draw those just on a sheet of paper along with that. That wasn't fine. The other thing is you could do a activity with
Nicole
students.
can probably talk about that.
Actually, I created this several years ago. There are different types of clouds, just like John said. Cirrus is the highest clouds that are in the sky. Those are usually made more of crystals than anything. Then in the middle there is the alto, which is kind of the mid-level clouds, and then the lower ones are known as stratus. Then of course, then there's your cumulonimbus, which stretches through all levels of the clouds. And one thing you can also do, again, a lot of this information is just online, you can find it really easily, is each set of clouds also can give you the ability to kind of predict what weather's coming based upon the clouds that are in the sky. And we can maybe talk about that here in just a little bit more, but...
What are the materials that are needed for making those clouds? What would work really good? What do you have there? Yeah, what do you have there?
Just any piece of paperwork. I just had some construction paper. This is nothing but glue and cotton balls. So something that's be really easy to find, usually in anybody's household, or anything that's really fluffy and easy to pull apart, that you don't need. So ask before you start pulling things apart.
You could use something like a fiber fill if you have that in a crafting area or something like that to go along with. And maybe, if you have extra toilet paper at home, just make sure you're not using the life supply of toilet paper to do that either. So the other activity we have for you guys today is it's basically making clouds in a bottle. So what we have is a temperature gauge. We're going to be able to see that temperature change as we increase the pressure in this bottle. So we have these little ball valves that you squeeze and toss, apparently. You squeeze and you're able to put more pressure into the bottle. The other thing that we have that's already in the bottle and we had to let evaporate some is some rubbing alcohol. Now this isn't the typical stuff you get at the grocery store. It is 99% alcohol, so it is not easily found, but there are some places that carry it. And in today's day and age, it might be a little harder to find any of the isopropyl alcohol of the stronger strength. So what we're going to do is we have put the rubbing alcohol in it. It is rather evaporated. It has a very low boiling point, so that happens at room temperature slowly. And we kind of make sure it's moved around in the bottle, coated the bottle, not just the bottom. And then we're going to start adding pressure to our valve. Now we are at currently about 22 degrees Celsius or 72 degrees Fahrenheit, which is our room temperature in the bottle, and we will talk about it more as we increase the pressure.
I like to say that we have a few people watching, so I want to say hi to Liam and Reed. Thanks for joining us today, and all you other young scientists out there, feel free to say hi. If you have any questions, please write so in the comments, and we will try to refer to those comments during our little show here.
Is there a specific number we're supposed to be counting?
50.
To? Well, I wasn't counting.
Just enough so that the pressure. Oh, and if we can see that if the
So the temperature gauge,
temperature
the
is-
bulbs in the colored ones are in Celsius. So we went from 22 or 72 degrees Fahrenheit up to 24, and we're starting to probably around 25 degrees Celsius right now, almost 80 degrees in the bottle here as we increase the pressure more in the bottle, and definitely can feel the plastic bottle having extra pressure in it.
Hi, Kim. Thanks for joining us from Lincoln. All right, so once we get the pressurized bottle, then I think that's good.
Popping up.
Oh, yeah, there we do.
I just hit the.
Hit the
What?
valve. Now shine the laser into the bottle, and you can see the laser now.
'Cause normally you aren't able to see a laser.
Because if you're able to point it, you can't see it right now in front of the camera. But when we point it through the cloud, it's actually going through the bottle and coming out the other end because of that cloud formation that we made with increasing the pressure.
Hi, Avery, Atlee. Thanks
So
for
got your
joining
pressure in
us
there?
today.
Yeah, I still have the pressure.
Nicole hasn't accidentally let the pressure off like I did.
All right, so if you set it down
Squeeze
on the table, lay it flat.
What?
All right, and then we're gonna watch here.
Do I just squeeze up?
And, okay, there we pop the cloud. Then you can shine your laser in there and see the cloud that was formed in the bottle.
Now, always with lasers, you have to be very careful to not accidentally get it in
Oh, yeah.
somebody's eyes. Yeah, I was up to almost 82 degrees Fahrenheit, and once I relieved the pressure, it dropped right back down to 20 degrees.
Mine
Nicole's
actually
is
dropped.
actually colder.
Mine actually dropped down to 20 degrees or 68
Yeah.
Fahrenheit.
So would this make a difference when we're talking about our weather systems in the cold, sleet, or anything? How does that have anything to do when we talk about temperature?
Well, your temperature is going to dictate a lot about how much water can be contained in a cloud. The higher the temperature, the higher the temperature, the more water it can be contained in the air. There's more
The molecules?
more molecules, but then just as it heats up, water is able to evaporate, and then it clings on to little specks of dust and expands, and then of course they will collect into the sky, hence we get clouds. And then when of course it reaches a point where the clouds can't hold any more water, of course we get rain.
Hi, Caitlin, Caden, Ashlyn, and Brianna. Thanks for joining us.
And of course the opposite also falls as it gets
Okay.
colder.
Atlee and Avery said it didn't make sense.
Thanks, okay.
Which part, Atlee and Avery?
Well, yeah, which part doesn't make sense?
The pressurizing the air, releasing that, and then that's how the cloud is formed? Is that what you're not sure of?
Because what we're doing is that a sudden change in pressure is causing that evaporated rubbing alcohol to condense as particles in the air in the bottle. Because we have a little bit of liquid now because it went back to its normal pressure and temperature accumulating in the bottle. And the reason this works is the properties of the evaporation of the rubbing alcohol that's in the bottle.
Do we want to do one more?
Sure.
Okay.
All right, so they're going to pump it up so it pressurizes the bottle. So the bottle's getting tight, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so now. long as it's kind of like tight here. Oh, yeah. It's popping. All right, that's probably good. It just said 50.
Well, I'm a little over 50 now.
Okay, so then let's get up here close. So we're under pressure. We've got an increase in the temperature.
Yep, we're 26 degrees, and there's a little temperature change on the 82 degree one. Might not show up on camera, but it's definitely about 80 degrees in there right now.
Okay. So now when you're going to release the pressure, let's see if we get a better look at when it forms.
Can we see it?
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Okay, so the cloud is in there. The laser is reflecting off of the cloud particles in there so that we can see them. Now, if we would look at Nicole's bottle and she would shine that through there, we are not able to see the laser.
And my cloud is starting to dissipate already, so you can only see it in half the bottle.
Okay,
All right.
ready for Nicole?
Let's see if I got a better one this time. A little bit.
So cloudy, the laser's not coming in.
Okay, and then the temperature immediately dropped when the pressure was released. Okay, very good. There's kind of a little worksheet if you want to come up with making your own cloud analysis. If you go outside and look outside and look to the sky and see what clouds you're able to see.
And again, look it up. There's a lot of information on weather in general. And like I said, depending upon the clouds that are in the sky, you can possibly predict what kind of weather is coming. Especially here in Nebraska, we get a lot of changing weather all the time. So like here, if I'll just pick one here real quick. The cirrus clouds, which is this one right here. They're very thin, wispy, really high up there. They're not usually very thick. They can be seen through. They usually indicate fair weather, but they can also indicate that there's going to be a change in the weather in the next 24 hours.
What about our cloud cover today?
Today, let's see.
It's pretty overcast.
It's pretty overcast. Those are mostly what I would call stratus. They're down here. They're fairly low-lying clouds. They're thin. You can't really see through them. Occasionally you'll get a drizzle or a mist, but not always. Sometimes it's just like today and it's just cloudy. The sun doesn't shine through them very well. And so again, so like there's the nimbostratus, and those are the ones that definitely bring like the rain. They're darker gray. They're low in the sky, but they just bring rain. That's all. The only ones that bring like your thunder and your lightning and hail, those are only your cumulonimbus. They go up into the atmosphere and have a lot more different weather conditions associated with them.
Okay. We all need to be a weatherman.
Here in Nebraska, it's really worth being one.
Where we can have changing seasons in one day. All right, well, so far no other questions. If there's anything else that we want to highlight from this today.
You can look up online. There might be other cloud activities. Sometimes you can do cloud in a bag, which is, there's plans out there. It just requires some water and a Ziploc bag and things like that. So you can do some exploring with your parents' permission on the internet to see what you can find on clouds. And like to encourage you to look up and see what you can see and explore our outside world, even if you're at home today.
Another really good one that you can try at home is if you have just a glass mason jar, ask for help, because this one you need hot water that you'll pour into the bottom. If you got some hairspray, spritz it into the mason jar and then take the lid, flip it upside down, put some ice in the lid and set it right on top. The difference between the hot water and the cold ice on top will eventually make a cloud in the middle. The hot water will condense around the hairspray that's in the air in between, and so then you'll also get a cloud in a jar that way as well. So there's a lot of different activities you can try to make your own clouds besides otherwise just
Okay, well, so this is kind of weather season for us, right? So things to look out for is those changing temperatures with our clouds, formation of maybe some storms, which might include some tornadoes. So just to be aware, get out and look and observe the clouds.
That season is coming, so pay attention to the clouds. They'll be really helpful. All
Okay.
right.
Thanks for joining us today, and we hope to see you for our hands-on activity on Wednesday at 2 o'clock. And we will post a supply list for part of that on Wednesday if you'd like to do the experiment along with us.
Okay. I'm trying to get it to shut off.